The movie story starts around nighttime, and a young lady is displayed to us. She was scarily running away from somebody in the woods. Seeing her dread, it seemed somebody planned to kill her. That young lady runs and comes on the road, then a vehicle stops in the act of seeing her. Two individuals emerge from it, yet that young lady was extremely terrified to see them. One might say that perhaps the young lady was escaping from these people. Later, the two of them kill that young lady with a pickaxe. Then, after this, we are shown the following day in the same town. Casey and her family plan to enjoy their days off with her dad and stepmom. She abhors her mom very much because she feels that her mom didn't adore her as much as her biological mom. Casey's dad brought everybody there with a goal to know each other. On the way, they halt at the hotel and eat food. Yet Casey eats nothing. She says that she wasn't famished. Her dad says, "I don't see the reason why you do this to us." From that point, they leave for their destination subsequent to completing their food. On the way, Casey was recollecting her friend and her used to have some good times together and how they invested energy in exploring abandoned buildings and get liquored up. Later, Casey's dad arrives at the destination with everybody. The house has a place with his siblings. However, the house is situated in a deserted spot. Casey's dad calls his sibling and requests the house key, yet that house was open. Casey goes and promptly takes her room. On the other side, Casey's dad lets his significant other know that she will comprehend Casey soon and it involves some time. Around evening time, while eating, Casey has a contention with her mom. For that, her dad chides her a ton. Casey was exceptionally irate. She takes her dad's vehicle and goes to the town. She goes to the bar and requests the liquor there. Yet the bartender didn't give her liquor as he suspected she ain't 18 years of age yet, to which Casey shows him her phony ID card. Then a man comes and starts teasing Casey. On the opposite side, two people were sitting there who saved Casey from that man and drove him away. Casey goes to them and tells that she is new here, also added that she used to search for deserted structure in her city and she preferred doing this. On the off chance that there is such a spot, they ought to tell her. The young man tells her that there is such a house. Local people say that there was a family in that house, however, just two siblings live there. They never come out of the house and nobody has seen them. Nobody understands what they do in the house or anything about them. Casey was bewildered realizing the siblings never went out. The young lady says that they were never seen outside the house. However, the young men and young ladies of the town vanish, and everybody says that perhaps those two people abduct them. Even the police have no proof against them, so they can't nab them. Casey persuades them to go there, and the two of them take her to that house. Casey was going to go inside their home, and the two of them stop her. However, she doesn't pay attention to them. She goes inside the house, and the two of them need to pursue her. These three people do a tons of investigation in their home, yet they track down nothing in their home. Later they go to the cellar, where they were impacted by fetid smell. They see a bedsheet on which there was blood. There was a camera in which they watched the young lady's video. That was the same young lady's video recording who we found in the starting of the story. In that video, the siblings were killing the young lady. Seeing this, the three comprehend that they are the two executioners. Afterwards, they hear a voice from outside. Actually, those people have come to their home. Seeing them, they lurk in their home. Having an opportunity, the two companions leap through the window. Yet, Casey's foot was caught in the hook there, and she goes to their grandma's room, where she sees a skeleton of their grandma laying on the bed. Nobody knows the reason why they have kept it. She turns out to be very apprehensive and escapes from the window. Yet the sister takes shots at her and that bullet hits Casey's vehicle. The three of them get away from that area. Afterwards, her sibling comes and asks her how they will identify those individuals. The sister says that she took shots at their vehicle. They will recognize them by the mark of it. Casey and the two companions got away from them and it was morning. Casey inquires whether they are okay. The boy certifies that they are fine. Be that as it may, they went to an extremely risky spot. They have a misgiving that they will find them, so they have to be more cautious. Later, her companions leave and Casey comes to her home. At that point, when her father sees the bullet mark on the vehicle, he inquires about it. She says that she is clueless about it and lies. His father calls the cop and shows the hit mark. Yet he affirms that it could be due to certain individuals that hung there, discharged the shot. Casey additionally calls her companion and lets her know everything that happened to her. The Slayer siblings are sitting and talking about they don't have the foggiest idea what their identity was, and those individuals have a deep knowledge of them. Then the sibling says he knows the guy who goes to the bar, and the sister says she knows one young lady who is the daughter of the bar proprietor. They needed to catch them and kill them, after which they will eat their flesh and it will be extremely delicious. Yet they didn't know anything about Casey since she wasn't from this town. At night, the young lady who went to the place of the siblings with Casey gets a call from her companion who was crying and requesting to save him. At that point, when she goes to her friend's home to save him, she sees that the two executioners have gotten her companion. Shortly, they take the young lady with them. At that point, when she wakes up, these two companions were in their cellar. They tied her up and asked them who the other lady was. They were getting some information about Casey. The guy, who was extremely terrified, enlightens them everything about Casey, after which the two of them kill him. The sibling feeds the boy's cadaver to his pet animal and eats the young lady delectably. They learn about Casey, who was very worried in her home. Her mom inquires whether she is alright, yet she doesn't reply. She insults her mom. After getting inflamed, she departs from there and came to the woods. There she hears few unusual voices. There she gets frightened and afterwards returns to her home. Here we see that the two had watched her furtively, meaning they have tracked down her area. A while later, Casey goes to the bar. There she doesn't see her companions. Afterwards, a cop comes there and gets some information about those two guys. She answers the cop that she didn't see them. However, indeed, she met them yesterday. The cop gives her ID card and says that if she needs assistance, she can call him. There we see Casey's dad and his mom who are at home. Somebody boisterously thumps on their door. When Casey's dad opens the door, he finds there is a profuse amount of blood before his doorstep, seeing which he gets terrified. Afterwards, the sibling comes inside their home and catches them. At that point, when Casey gets back to her home, she additionally gets terrified seeing the blood. She calls the police, yet there was no network. She sees that somebody had beaten her mom a lot. Her condition was exceptionally grave and she was bound to a chair. Then Casey asks her mom who did this to her. She says the man is behind her. Then the brother grabs Casey. There the sister takes Casey's father to the woods. After putting an apple on his head, she attempts to shoot it. Casey's dad offers her cash as much as she needs. She declines, saying they don't need the money. They need his meat. They will kill him and eat, as they are their food. There Casey's mother asks her sibling why they are doing this to them. As an answer, he says, "Ask your little girl." Casey concedes that she encroached their home and had no idea about they were the executioners. He leaves from that point. After that, Casey's rope was loosened. She informs the police and calls for help, and again sits on the seat pretending to be tired. After which both of them come there and Casey's father was with them. There the cop came, who was outside, takes a gander at the executioner's sibling and says that he had prohibited him to hurt the individuals who ain't from this town. He ought to free them. He asks how he can leave them like this if he doesn't support them, and not to fail to remember that he is their cousin. The cop alarms him, saying he will give all his deadly recordings to the police. This implies the cop was with them. Then the sister hides behind and shoots the cop, and her brother kills the cop with his weapon and take him to the fire to roast him. In the house, Casey's father attempts to free his better half. Then the killer's sister comes there and was going to shoot the man, yet they catch her. She goes after him with a knife. When Casey's stepmom comes to save him, she goes after him with the knife. Then Casey comes there with her father's weapon and takes shots at her hand. She gets away from the window. There the executioner's sister comes to her sibling, who was cooking his cousin cop and eating him. Casey's father was with them, who he had recently gotten. The sibling says it will be his turn next time. His meat will be exceptionally scrumptious. Afterwards, he sends his sister to the wood to track down Casey. When she goes to direct her, Casey goes after her from behind and kills her with an axe. She goes to her sibling and shoots him with his huge weapon. As being shot, he falls into the fire pit and kicks the bucket there. Thus, Casey saves her mother, who was exceptionally harmed, and her father. She is taken to the hospital. After some time, she recovers her health. They are all happy that now they had turned into a decent family. Casey is now totally fine with her stepmother, and with this, the film ends here. Thanks for watching.